At the heart of the Middle East, Dubai carries the baton to empower youth from around the globe. We inspire, we motivate, we enable future change makers, and we do this through robotics. Participants from all over the world coming together and convening as one. Students, dreamers, and future leaders are here to compete, collaborate, and cooperate in the most exciting competition for robotics in the world. With an unwavering commitment to take action and preserve our oceans and wildlife, Dubai and First Global are bringing the First Global Robotics Challenge to the region. We unite the world's youth from all continents right here to transform the world through science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. United by land, connected by oceans. October 24th to 27th, 2019 at Dubai's Festival Arena.
Introducing the official game of the 2019 First Global Challenge, Ocean Opportunities. In this game, two alliances, also known as cleanup crews, each comprised of 3 nations' teams, will compete and cooperate to clean the ocean of pollutants via processors. Throughout the match, cleanup crews will interact with 30 micropollutants and 50 macropollutants, in addition to their own reduction processing hubs and the processing barge. At the start of the match, robots, also known as collectors, must be lined up against their station guardrail next to their corresponding cleanup crew station. The match begins once the currents release the pollutants. For the remainder of the match, collectors are free to move around the ocean however teams choose. Collectors can deposit pollutants in their reduction processing hub for 1 point per pollutant. Also, human players have the ability to remove pollutants from their reduction processing hub and load them directly into their collectors, or can return them to the ocean for collectors to score elsewhere. Additionally, collectors can score points by depositing pollutants into the processing barge. Pollutants deposited in the first level, the recovery level, will be worth 2 points, while deposits in the second level, the recycle level, will be worth 3 points, and deposits in the third level, the reuse level, will be worth 6 points. Cleanup crews will also have the opportunity to earn a co-opetition bonus by removing all pollutants from the ocean by the end of the match. At the end of the match, cleanup crews will have the opportunity to gain additional points for successfully docking their collectors at the processing barge. Partially docked collectors will receive 5 points, fully docked collectors will receive 10 points, and an elevated docked collector will receive 20 points. For more information and specifics, please visit the game page on our website, www.first.global/game.
I can tell you that it's not about the awards at all. It's just a matter of being in attendance at this type of event. However, we are going to be entering the final matches of the day in the finals. And in about 30 seconds, you're going to see 2 alliances square off. It's going to be a best-of-3 series, one we're excited to bring to you. We've been excited to bring, quite frankly, every single match from 2017 up until now to you at home, wherever you are watching. Couldn't be more excited as well to see how this continues to grow, and with your support, we couldn't be any more grateful. In the meantime, we're getting our first of the final matches started up in 3, 2, 1, go!
All right, and as we see, these robots are off to the races. We are now in the finals. This will be a best 2 of 3. This will definitely keep the students on their seats. Everyone in this entire arena, it seems like all the seats are filled right now. Everyone wants to be here for the main event.
So when we say main event, this is going to be a best-of-3 series between these 2 juggernauts. In fact, I believe in the last round of, the last game of round 2 of that last round, you ended up seeing both of these alliances already competing against each other. So by the end of this, they're going to be having to square off against one another back-to-back multiple times and across multiple rounds. So right now, you've got Belarus, Moldova, Norway, and Team Hope against Israel, Italy, Australia, and Uganda, all in the finals here at the 2019 First Global Challenge.
Yep, and only in the finals do you get to play against the same alliance twice. So I don't know, maybe they're going to learn about what their robots do, what their robots not do, how to play defense on them, how they score.
It's not just the robots that are competing and working feverishly on this pitch. You also see the human players loading those contaminants and pollutants into their robots so that they can go from their processing hubs in the corner into the middle of the pitch where you see that barge, so double dipping on points. Right now it looks like so far the Blue Collection crew has done a better job of that, but just for both of these alliances in general, an incredible job just to make it to here. Everybody's eyes and ears are completely focused and fixated on what we're doing and what we're seeing in this particular matchup.
Yeah, and we may be seeing the Blue Alliance be ahead right now, but Red Alliance, their arm is slowly going up, up, and away. They have so many of their pollutants in their hand right now. We're going to see if they are able to successfully dispense. Seems their alliance partner did so as well. They're taking their time. They have a couple in hand as their alliance partner is trying to get some of these macro pollutants into their back processing hub. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a ton of those
sneaking
micro pollutants.
You're starting to see and hear the crowd getting into this action, understandably. Again, we're looking at responses on both sides of the field. The scores are starting to update a little bit more. You're seeing just how tight these matchups are. In the last 30 seconds, you've already got some teams that are working their way onto that barge and hopefully trying to link up to get those hanging points at the very end. But we still have 20 seconds left, so we're not yet through.
I was going to say, these robots, they may be getting faster, but they're also becoming more efficient. I feel like they're trying to stack more and more of these pollutants into their robots so that they only have to do so many cycles. We're getting down to the last 10 seconds. I feel like all the robots are now on the platform. You see people putting their hands up, signifying that they're done to the referee, signifying they're not touching their controllers.
188 points just at first glance right now for that Red Alliance and Collection crew. You can hear the crowd's appreciation and support for what these athletes have not only been through just to get to this stage, but what they've done over the past 3 days and what they're doing in their final matches right now. The chants are just erupting here. It is an electric atmosphere. You actually see some of those teams turning around to their supporters in the audience, cheering them on as well. It goes back and forth. So the crowd is getting these teams hyped up. The teams in the middle are also turning, getting the crowd into it as well. That's the exact infectious attitude you want to see here.
Yeah, the way that you called them athletes, I think that there are many names that you could call these students, engineers, future inspirers, but athletes is definitely one, because this is a sport of the mind. This, at no point do you ever stop thinking, learning, and taking in anything that's going on around you. And with that, we have our scores. 194 to 167.
Goodness.
Alliance number 3 will take the win in this first finals match.
So again, it is a best of 3 matchup right now. We have just begun this battle. In fact, I would call it something more than that out here, because they have the opportunity to think and reflect and reevaluate their approach to this first of potentially 3 games. Right now, if that Alliance number 3 gets a win in this second game, they will be officially crowned the 2019 First Global Challenge winners. But we do not know yet. Again, we still got another 2.5 minutes at the very least to play, and we're very excited to bring that to you. In the meantime, I think we might have a field interview lined up. If we do not, then we're going to keep going. But I am being told we've got the field ready to roll. So here we go.
We are down on the field, and this could be the final match of the 2019 First Global Challenge. So we needed a special guest and maybe another special guest. Let's meet our first special guest. Please welcome Dean Kamen.
Thank you, Blair. Okay, everybody. I have a really, really special guest here. You're going to hear from him later at closing. I remind you, the awards, the closing,
Yes.
It's more important than the final points. But I couldn't resist putting him on the spot and asking him to start the final round. For those of you that may not know him, he has a day job now. He's the Secretary of Energy of the United States. I personally think that's a distraction. I've known Secretary Perry since 2002, when he was the governor of Texas. And from that year till now, I've never asked Governor Secretary Perry to support FIRST and FIRST Global and not gotten a response that was incredibly positive. The United States Department of Energy has 17 laboratories that together employ more scientists and engineers than the rest of the government of the United States combined. And Secretary Perry has got a job to do because energy is one of the most critical needs in the world. It's also one of the most critical issues to do right because of its impact on the environment. So the idea that while he is the Secretary of Energy of the United States, watching over the largest group of scientists and engineers in the United States, the fact that Secretary Perry would fly to Dubai to help show the United States support for this global initiative is astounding, and I hope you appreciate his effort. And now I'd like him to start this, maybe the final match, and then you'll hear from him later. Mr. Secretary.
Dean Kamen, thank you very much. Are we ready to rock this place? Are you ready to see this happen? Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Second of the final matches that we've got right now. It's 2.5 minutes that we've got to compete. Again, if you are joining us, we have 2 different alliances, one Israel, Italy, Australia, and Uganda, with Belarus, Moldova, Norway, and Team Hope. Let's give it up for these 2 alliances.
All right, and as we are watching very intently, we are only 30 seconds in, but the third alliance does have the leg up right now. They do have the win. Blue Alliance will need to take the win on this to bring it into a third match. We'll see how they do so.
Just for expectation's sake, because the drama has only been building here, we're kind of hoping that we do get that third match. But in the meantime, each team with their own hopes and aspirations as they hit this final match for the second time. Right now, you're seeing those micropollutants being dumped up to the top part of that barge, each worth 6 points. And right now, they're using that glass partition as somewhat of a backboard in order to make sure that those pollutants make their way up there. Remember that right now, the pollutants of the large and small sizes are both worth equal amounts of points. So depending on the robot's capabilities, they might have a very different intention as they work this field.
Yep, I think some of these robots are getting so good at shooting, they found the soft spot, not the soft spot, the special spot in the field that they are literally shooting with nothing but net.
We've got about halfway through this match with another half to go, and we're seeing right now a robot starting to try to extend those arms with the macro pollutants for the Red Alliance to get up on that scoreboard right now. Hopefully it's capable and up to the challenge. In the meantime, we've still got that Blue Alliance that's working very well to dump those macro pollutants into the top part of the barge. Right now you're seeing it inch forward.
All right, and if you've been watching with us, you know not to look at that score that's on there right now. We only have 45 seconds left, but the Red Alliance is going to make their comeback right now with all of their macro and micro pollutants that they've been collecting up throughout this match.
Oh, with those little micro pollutants, but because the macro pollutants are the first ones in the bin, it looks like it's knocking some of those micro pollutants out of that top part of the barge. We'll see if they can find the space up there. Well done, well done.
30 seconds, this is endgame in this part of the match. These robots are able to climb up onto the barge, make their way for these parking bonuses to be elevated into the air. We'll see. We did have a match earlier with all 6 robots in the air for an extra 60 points for these alliances.
Endgame, as epic of a term as it is this particular matchup, you're seeing some team members actually hoist their own bodies over that partition on the very end as almost trying to blow some of these macro pollutants and micro pollutants into that bottom level of the barge. Tremendous job to all 6 of those robots making their way there. The crowd is showing the love as well.
All right, referees are making their way onto the field, try to count up the rest of these macro and micro pollutants. They're going to see if they can count these elevated robots as elevated or if they're just partial on the platform. They're going to take their time. They really do not want to get a wrong score during this match.
We've got some Norwegians showing up there in the top part of the stands, showing their love and support, not just for their countrymen and women, but also for the scorers who are in attendance. Right now, you're looking at a field that is completely filled up with people, and that's partially the reason why. We are in the finals right now. We are hitting the home stretch of this matchup. We're waiting for the final score right now for this second of potentially 3 games.
All right, we see the referees say that it's good to clear the field. That means the score is final. We will bring it to you just momentarily. 149 to 158. It is a comeback. We will be going to a third match.
We are going to... The day unfolds in the 2019 First Global Challenge. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, go!
And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the last match here at First Global in Dubai.
I was going to see you even have Dean Kamen, the founder of First and First Global and the First Global Challenge, hovering over this field, just waiting in anticipation for what's about to ensue. A 2.5-minute game is what separates all 8 of these teams from being crowned the champions of the 2019 First Global Challenge.
Yep, a strategy that I've been seeing so far is that as soon as the current comes in and brings all the pollutant, I see robots that go up and they just drive right through it to try to spread it out, make it easier for these teams to find all these micro and macro pollutants. It seems like in the beginning of the match, what they're looking for is these micro pollutants so that they can score those first, and then the macro are all pushed into the processing hubs so that the human players can load those.
This game is called Ocean Opportunity. All 8 of these teams have made the most of their opportunity here on this stage, now competing in the finals. Right now, it is 1-1 in this best-of-3 matchup. Right now, that Blue Alliance of Israel, Italy, Australia, and Uganda has taken the lead, but only for so long. We will find out. Right now, the Red Alliance probably has a response of their own in the making.
As we've said, we're looking at the score right now, 57-0, but that could change in a matter of seconds. We've seen that Alliance 3, which is on the Red Alliance, is very good at stacking up their entire robot from their processing hub and then bringing it right over, scoring it, getting 50 to 100 points in a matter of seconds.
So the human element of this competition is also similar to the human element in which we've got to solve the problem of ocean pollution. Again, this is Ocean Opportunity. We are elated to bring you this matchup right now. The last minute of competition starting to unfold right now. Those macro pollutants making their way to the top part of the barge. Both macro and micro worth the same point valuations. Right now, it looks like 77-0. Only 40 seconds remaining, but right now, the Red Alliance looks like it's also working its way up. We'll see if they can load up. I believe that would be Moldova starting to bring up the rear, hoping that it can get those macro and micro pollutants. Meanwhile, you saw one of those macros dumped out from the backside of that Blue Alliance robot. Now you're seeing Moldova dump in what looks to be potentially a comeback right now. We will see.
Yeah, they're making their way up. 102 to 99. We'll see. 15 more seconds. We'll see if these robots can make it up for these parking bonuses. Blue Alliance has a robot in the air. They may have 2. Red Alliance has a robot in the air as well. These scores are going. These scores are going back and forth.
Here we go.
In these last few seconds. We hear people cheering. Everyone is going crazy to figure out what these last ones are. Referees are getting down onto the ground to make sure that they are scoring these parking bonuses correctly, trying to make sure that everything is done to the highest degree.
Now, regardless of how this shakes out, what we can tell you, if you are tuning in at home, if you are in the audience right now waiting for these scores to come up, this matchup has been filled with nothing but drama.
Oh my gosh, yeah, these referees, they're double checking all of these parking bonuses. Make sure that you remember 20 points for each robot that is hanging off of that processing barge. I'm losing words right now. I'm so excited to see what these scores are going to be.
In that previous shot, and right now in the foreground, you can see that Blue Alliance arms embracing one another as an entire team. That is the exact culminating piece that we want to highlight and showcase in this competition. After all, that is what this is all about. Even us in the booth, we are just waiting, and I'm telling you, this silence is deafening right now. We are waiting for those final scores from these judges as they are looking at everything. We've got one rubbing his face, understandably. Think about everything that's at stake here, in addition to all the work that's put in for this final moment. We will see. The scores look like they are starting to come in.
Well, the scores are maybe coming in. My hands are all sweaty right now. I'm really waiting for these to start.
Here we go. Here we go. Congratulations, Team Belarus, Moldova, Norway, and Team Hope. You are the champions of the 2019 First Global Challenge.
And I would just like to say congratulations to Team Israel, Italy, Australia, and Uganda for playing along with us. You've gotten this far. Congratulations.
Hands raised in triumph, hugs to be shared, high fives to be had, stories to tell, no question. That includes everybody who is here watching and supporting. There are people who are even standing, showing their support for both of these alliances. Again, that's what it's all about, this sense of community here at First Global. That's what we're trying to promote here. So even in a world of quote-unquote winners and losers, everyone here is, in fact, a winner. Everybody who's made it to this stage, everybody who's watching at home, you are a part of this change that we have been talking about. You are a part of that impact. You are a part of the hope that we have for our world's future. Well done.
Man, if that is anything for Slow and Steady wins the race. They were behind by 70 points by the time we got to a minute.
Talk about never giving up, talk about resilience. We've touched on that theme over the course of this entire competition.
Yes.
It even extends to the heat of play that happens here, not just in the stories that they tell in order to get here. So to me, when you get in on this stage, if you're back in the pits, if you even are on the buses as people head out of here, that type of joy is being shared across all of these different people. And to me, that's what this is all about.
We are seeing teams flood onto the field, handshakes being given.
Now I think you are stuck with us for commentary for a little while. In the meantime, you're seeing handshakes, extended gratitude, and gracious professionalism. Again, another buzz term that we like to highlight here at First Global. That gracious professionalism extends regardless of who you are, where you're from. So that happiness and joy, again, being spread and shared. It's something that everyone takes part in, everyone believes in, and everyone benefits from.
Yeah, gracious professionalism and cooperation is definitely.
So we are going to get onto the field or onto the podium, I believe, with Blair, who is waiting for a few more awards. Blair, take it away.
And now please welcome the gold medal winning champions for the 2019 First Global Challenge here in Dubai, Alliance Captain Team Belarus. Their partners, Team Moldova. Joining them, Team Norway. And rounding out the alliance is Team Hope. One more time, let's hear it for Alliance number 5 in bronze. Alliance number 1 in silver, and Alliance 3, our gold medalists. And now we'll send it back to the booth with Tim and Sarah and Miriam.
Thank you, Blair. We have just crowned the champions of the 2019 First Global Challenge, but what is certain is that we must all be champions not only of cleaning up our oceans, waters, but also of promoting STEM around the globe. In the meantime, this 2019 First Global Challenge in Festival Arena in Dubai has been nothing short of superlative in every single way, shape, and form. It has allowed these change makers from around the globe to assemble and inspire us. Let's take a look at the promo video for this year.
At the heart of the Middle East, Dubai carries the baton to empower youth from around the globe. We inspire, we motivate, we enable future change makers, and we do this through robotics. Participants from all over the world coming together and convening as one. Students, dreamers, and future leaders are here to compete collaborate, and cooperate in the most exciting competition for robotics in the world. With an unwavering commitment to take action and preserve our oceans and wildlife, Dubai and First Global are bringing the First Global Robotics Challenge to the region. We unite the world's youth from all continents right here to transform the world through science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. United by land, connected by oceans. October 24th to 27th, 2019 at Dubai's Festival Arena.
This year's game at the 2019 First Global Challenge was called Ocean Opportunity. I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you who are tuning in at home, as well to Sarah Fogwell for the opportunity to join us in the booth. Sarah, thank you so much for what you've done.
I've had a great weekend. Thanks for having me.
Also wanted to give a quick shout out to Miriam, Blair, Yusuf, Manisha, and Mira for all of their work and effort into making this possible. So thank you as well for that opportunity that we've had. But as we wrap up this final and third day of the 2019 First Global Challenge, it's been a thrilling ride to see these teams in the field of competition as it's unfolded here at Festival Arena here in Dubai. It has been a festival, and it's fitting for its namesake. After the excitement of the playoff matches that we just streamed, as well as the awards, it's safe to say that it really is, like I said, a festival here. And though we have seen both victories and defeats on the fields behind us, everyone is leaving here a winner. I can say that absolutely and unconditionally so. From the student participants and mentors to the spectators and supporters, to myself and to all of the volunteers and staff who have been working hard behind the scenes, including everyone who's behind these cameras as well. We have seen friendships formed, we've seen lessons learned, skills gained, and change makers made right before our very eyes. It's not often that people can say they have brought the world together, but we truly have done that here over these past 3 years, and certainly over these past few days. So congratulations to all of our teams for what they've accomplished. And not only have you achieved much, and you have much to be proud of in leading up to and throughout this event, but you will continue to serve as beacons of hope and role models for your countries and our collective global community by taking what you've learned, going back home, and putting it into concrete action. On behalf of the Dubai Future Foundation and First Global, my name is Tim Dodds, and to thank you to all of you out there watching who have supported us on this journey, and we will see you next year.
I hope also. I hope to be fun.